Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the weekly Monday Motivation Podcast. No more excuses. I am your host, Sandy Ballard, the badass business coach. Thanks for being here and listening and sharing the podcast with others. And don't forget to follow me on social media and my website. Check out my website, badassbusiness.coach. The podcasts are, if you're not listening from there, they're hosted on there as well. And so are some free do-it-yourself worksheets that I use for myself and for my clients. Feel free to poke around on there, see what's going on, and use it. Do it. Check it out. And as always, if you're challenged or having a challenge or struggling or just trying to manage all the success, feel free to schedule a 30-minute consultation with me. 30 minutes free for all you new peoples out there, especially you amazing podcast listeners. So really appreciate you for sticking with me after all of these years and for giving me the grace to take last week off. It was a holiday here in America. And it just, I was just at that point where I needed a mental break and just, make sure I'm not just doing something to do something. I want to give you as good quality content as I can. And there it is. So hopefully you've had a great weekend. And, 2 weeks ago, like I said, it was Memorial Day here in America. And I took the time, I gave myself the permission to relax, rejuvenate, and get refreshed. So actually last week was Memorial Day. 2 weeks ago, we've talked about burnout and just giving yourself time to relax and rejuvenate and be able to mentally be healthy enough to make the intentional and important decisions you need to make. So, I took that time. I gave myself permission to relax and rejuvenate and get refreshed and, not just toss something out there and it not be worthwhile. I've been through a lot of things over the years of reducing how many times I do the podcast, whether it's monthly, every other week, different day, whatever, and also changing things up, including doing video as well as the podcast, just the audio. Also, maybe just stopping. Sometimes ideas just don't come to me all the time, and if you missed me last week, that's awesome. I appreciate it. Message me. Tell me you did. It definitely felt weird, but I still did some posts about giving yourself permission and reminding you about clearing your mind so you can be proactive and intentional. And, making sure you have the mental capacity to do the shit you sometimes don't want to do. Learning how to take the time to clear your mind so you can and will think and do proactively versus reactively, which I did. Last Wednesday, June 1st, I started a 30-day challenge for myself and for anyone who signed up, and for any of you listening out there. If you missed it and you're like, I really need to finish the first half of the year strong, message me, email me, sandy@sandyballard.com. Remember, Sandy with an I. Find me. You can start the challenge anytime. It's a 30-day challenge. Start it in the middle of the month. Start it whenever. Just doing a little bit each day will help you finish any month strong. And then you can look at the first half of the year and say, hey, I'm on track, I'm off track. Here's what's working, what's not working, all that good stuff. Doing a challenge is a great way to focus, refocus, and really dig into making progress on a goal or yourself. I'm doing the Benjamin Hardy 30-day challenge, or I just finished it last week, actually. And I'm doing a 30-day workout challenge, which I've had to skip the last 4 days because it was a different kind of workout. And it actually agitated my knee that I had surgery on and my wrists. So lots of push-ups, lots of squats. My body did not like it. But I did other workouts instead. But just having that emailed to me every day or something, saying work on yourself mentally, physically, all that is helpful, So if you want to be part of the challenge, cool. Like I said, direct message me, comment, email me, find me, and let's get started on that. But Yeah, I mean, my goal for the next 30 days is to finish my fourth book. I've been saying that way too much this year, but I did say that's on my goal sheet from January 1st, and then it was on my second quarter goals, and now it is my focus, my dig deep, hardcore focus for June. I need to be more creative, and I've written most of my books on airplanes. And since I'm not traveling like I was, you know, it's real. I've got to find a different way to finish that book. I've got to find a different way to dig deeper and be creative. So I'm telling you all. I've said it. If you've listened to me, I've said it multiple times that will be done by the end of June. It'll be ready to go to editing. So what about you? What's one thing you've, quote unquote, said you wanted to accomplish this year or this quarter, but you haven't yet? Think about yourself. Who do you want to become? Who do you want to be known as? What big ass goal do you have that it's just been like, ugh? What's happened instead? What's getting in the way? Because trust me, I have clients that are like, oh, I didn't do that, but look what I did do. Well, they were avoiding. They were doing some other things. They were, they wanted to be recognized for what they did accomplish, which is great. It's always great to get something done, but identifying if you're avoiding doing what you said you were going to do. So what's getting in the way? So yeah, I just said, well, I'm not traveling. I'm not just creative. Well, bullshit, Sandy. It's time to find a different way, because sitting around waiting on the travel to come isn't going to happen. So looking at what's getting in the way and how you can do things a little different if you've always done something a certain way, right? Is it that, do you really believe you can achieve that goal? Do you really believe that you can become that person? We all say we're going to do things, but how? And again, do we really think we can? That's what I wrote about in my first book, From There to Here. Yes, shameless plug. It's available on Amazon. But when it came time for me to do all the things I had said I was going to do over the years, my friends called me on it. And that's when I realized I had no plan, no vision. I just wanted to do things. And I guess I wasn't really confident about, what was going on in my life that I could do some of those things. One of the biggest things, obviously, was to move out of Indiana. I wanted to travel. Wanted, and still want to be famous and rich. Don't we all? Well, not everybody, I guess. But I grew up poor as hell. Food stamps, free meals at schools, and basically ate once a day. I was not going to live that way anymore as an adult, and I haven't. Owning my own business since I was 25 has had its financial challenges and emotional challenges, but no more food stamps. There's really no shame in getting assistance. That's why it's there. I'm not ashamed, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking about it. But working your ass off to not need the help is a great thing, and being able to work through that, kind of break that cycle. There's been challenges for me and struggles for me off and on, especially during that pandemic. Living through 2 recessions so far, and then the rebounds of inflation has been insane. And we're all kind of living in that hell right now, aren't we? So even as we all face the halfway point in this continued crazy-ass year, I'll ask you, what's your plan? What will you do in the next 30 days or by the end of June to help you? Personally, professionally, it all blends. We're all in this together. And as a coach, my job is to help you truly see where you are, what's getting in the way, and also what's helping. Do you need to level up? There's some people that are like, oh my God, my business has been great. It's growing. It's crazy. Okay, well, take a breath, take a step back. I've talked about burnout in the last few weeks, and then do you need to level up? Meaning, are you playing too small? If shit's also going sideways and you're using excuses versus reasons, then you really need to figure out what is happening and why. We're almost halfway through the year. How the hell are you going to make shit happen? How are you going to achieve your goals that you wanted to, that you said you were going to. And if you just set them and didn't write them down, didn't put them on a vision board or didn't talk about them, then you really need to, but, I've told all of you, I will finish my book. I'm going to find different ways. So looking at something you've quote unquote said you were going to do, maybe it was something you said you were going to do last year or in the past few years, and you just haven't gotten around to it. What can you do differently to help you? Like I said, I have so far, no flights planned for June. There's always a chance I'll get hired for a quick talk or team building workshop at the last minute, which will be great. However, I'm going to not worry about that. I'm not going to depend on that. I'm going to block out the time and I'm going to make it happen because I'm tired of just saying it's time to start doing, right? I'm ready to play bigger. Are you? I look forward to hearing from you. Contact me. Again, schedule a free 30-minute session. Schedule a full-on big-ass session. And let's dig deep and make sure you are set up for the success you desire. Have a great Monday, a great week. Cheers.